Hi everyone, Sabrina. My IG handle is Sepso. Today I'm at Halley Medical Aesthetic to actually visit Dr. Tan. I do have concerns over my dark eye circles and also a sunken area over the eyes. So I think it will be a good time for me to visit Dr. Tan to ask for his professional opinion on what he can do for me.
Hello, hi.
Hi Dr. Tan, Sabrina.
Hi Sabrina. Nice to see you again. Welcome to Halley Medical Aesthetics.
Thanks for having me.
Oh yeah, always welcome. I heard you have a few concerns with your face, and you are exploring some filler treatment.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Maybe you might want to hold this and let me know what are your main concerns.
Okay, I'm looking at my eye area because I always have dark eye circles. So though I sleep enough, people always say I look very tired.
Okay.
Then my area is a bit sunken around this area also.
Okay. Any other concerns that you have?
The lash line as well. Also maybe my jaw here, the area around here.
Okay. Yeah, I mean these are very common concerns. We see these concerns in whether you're young or not so young, but in general, maybe when you start reaching your 30s, you start to have some of these concerns. The eye circles first, because that's what you told us, or already told me, is your biggest concern. Now, the eye circles is due to maybe three things. Number one is, yes, due to color, for which the filler treatment that we're going to do today is not going to help. Okay, so that's due to a natural pigmentation under our eyes. Sometimes it's made a little bit worse due to allergies. A lot of us Asians have some allergies, and the inflammation of the nose does spread a little bit, causing a little bit of pigmentation to form underneath the eyes. We also have some veins and arteries or some capillaries under the eyes that gives it a little bit of a color. But filler helps by reducing the lost volume that we have under the eyes that you have said, because the sunken under eye causes some shadowing. Normally light comes from above us, and the forehead casts a shadow over the under eye area, and if it's a bit sunken, it looks a bit darker. I show you what I mean. Can you hold this for me? If I were to use my finger to press up the fat, you can see that the dark eye circle gets better as compared to the outside, and when I let go, it becomes a bit darker again. So this is what we will expect if you're going to put some dermal fillers under your eyes.
Okay.
The second thing I noticed about your face is that, in a good way, that you have a fairly prominent chin as compared to a lot of us other Asians, myself included. A lot of Asians have a smaller chin, and the face shape is a little bit like a three-quarter moon kind of face shape. Sorry, like a three-quarter moon face shape. Yeah. Whereas yours looks a little bit more like a crescent moon kind of face shape. There's no right, there's no wrong. But in general, people with this kind of face shape tend to have a little bit more prominence of the marionette lines over here. Because the chin is so prominent, it kind of stretches this area a little bit and makes it look a bit more depressed. And if you were to put a bit of filler here, which is called your marionette lines, it kind of blends the cheeks to the chin a little bit better, giving a smoother jawline. You definitely don't need a more prominent jawline, but I think it would be good for you to have a slightly smoother jawline. Yeah? Lastly would be the smile lines. The smile lines are a common concern amongst not everybody, whether you're Asian or otherwise, whether you're young or whether you're not so young. The truth is, from young, you already have these smile lines. That's why they're called smile lines, right?
Yeah.
But scientifically, they're called nasolabial lines. But it does get a bit more prominent as we age. So we intend to use dermal fillers to increase the volume over the areas that we talked about. Do you know much about dermal fillers?
Not really. Maybe share more with me.
No worries. Okay, so dermal fillers are the name to describe a few different products which help fill lost volume.
Okay.
The most popular dermal filler would be a dermal filler which contains hyaluronic acid, and it comes in various brands. But in our clinic, we do use quite a lot of Juvederm brand hyaluronic acid dermal filler. Now, what are the benefits of using Juvederm? So number one, being made of hyaluronic acid, it is a very natural compound because in our skin, we already have hyaluronic acid, and this hyaluronic acid that's in this filler is identical to our own hyaluronic acid, except it's made to last a bit longer.
Okay.
Okay, so the hyaluronic acid lasts about 1 to 2 years, which is a pretty long time. Bearing in mind that it's a lot of the other, it's a once-off treatment. It lasts longer than Botox and certain other procedures that we do. Number 2, because it's a natural compound, it's also the chance of allergy is ultra low. And also, lastly, taste is subjective. Well, almost all the time, people do like the treatment. Very, very rarely, people may not like the treatment. And if that's the case, then there's a dissolving agent to dissolve it away.
Oh, okay.
So these are some of the benefits. So for first timers, I think a hyaluronic acid filler is a very good filler to start with, and Juvederm is a really, really good hyaluronic acid filler. So the Juvederm fillers, they come in various ranges, but the newer range is called the Vicross range. The Vicross range has got unique technology such that it lasts a really long time, and it's also a little bit more spreadable.
Okay.
So it's a little bit more spreadable, it looks a bit more natural, causes a little bit less swelling after the procedure, and this is what we're going to do. We have got various models. So you've got Juvederm Globella, which is a very, very soft filler. So we're going to use this filler on your under eye area. We have got Juvederm Volif, which is a medium filler. So we're going to use this Juvederm Volif over your smile lines or your nasolabial lines. Over here, we will use a combination of Voluma, which is firm, and Volux, which is very firm, in order to get a good lift over here, because it's a really, really heavy area, in order to get a really, really good rejuvenation. So we use one of each, okay? And a lot of times we talk about a bespoke treatment, so we will make sure that we use the correct filler for the correct area. They all made of hyaluronic acid, but they are all a little bit different in terms of its firmness.
Okay.
So for something which is very delicate, we use something soft. Something which needs heavy lifting, we use something a bit firmer. So leave that to me.
Okay.
We also want to make sure that the treatment is safe, right? Before you have an effective treatment, make sure you do no harm. So for us to use the filler, especially when we are using the filler near the eyes, we want to use a cannula. Okay, so there's a cannula. The name of this cannula is called a
magic needle.
Magic needle. I know it's a little bit gimmicky, but what it does is actually a soft needle. Okay, a soft and blunt needle. So you have to do a small little poke with the actual sharp needle far away before we put the soft needle underneath to apply the filler.
Okay.
In this case, it's better in a few ways. Number one is the blunt needle causes less damage to the tissue, especially when dealing around the eyes. I think that's very important. And number two, a soft needle goes around the veins and arteries rather than poke through them.
Okay.
Reducing the risk of bruising. So that's what we're going to do. And I'm sure you're going to ask me one or two questions. Do you have any questions?
Is there any downtime after I put this filler?
Okay, so in general, there's no downtime. However, if you were to put a significant amount of filler under the eyes, or for some people over the lips, because the skin is a bit thin, sometimes there is a chance of mild swelling the next day.
Okay.
If that's the case, it's only transient, so don't worry too much. Let's apply a little bit of firm pressure and that will be okay.
Okay.
The other issue will be bruising. Bruising happens about 5% over each area that we inject. So while we don't expect it to occur, infrequently it does occur. Once again, it's not dangerous. If it does occur, then yes, you have to go on some makeup maybe for up to a week or so. Okay. But it's never permanent. Other than that, I think the rare side effects are very rare. In general, it's generally a no downtime treatment. Yeah, ask me about the pain.
Is it very painful?
I knew you were going to ask that. It is mildly painful, but it is not very painful because we have got lidocaine inside all good dermal filler products. So even if they don't have it inside, you put it in after you open the packaging. So lidocaine is local anesthetic. It's the same local anesthetic as what you would get when you go to see a dentist.
Mm.
Part of your epidural will also have this inside. When you're giving birth, right? You're talking about your kid earlier on, remember?
Yeah.
So and you said that it was totally painless when you go in the epidural. So there'll be some lidocaine inside, and that's why you felt that it was totally painless. But of course, I think there'll be a little bit of pain, but don't worry. For other people who are a little bit more concerned with the pain, we can also put some numbing cream. And of course, before we start, we will always ice. Every area that we inject, we will ice first before we do the injection. So in general, it's really not the most painful thing, although for some people it's really scary.
Is there any special aftercare I need to do?
Yeah, that's a brilliant question. Yeah. So I think it's good that you remind us. Sometimes busy clinics, we cut short on the aftercare. And once you're done with the treatment, you say you can go. But aftercare is perhaps the most important. Now, to avoid bruising, try not to consume alcohol or take regular painkillers within a few hours after the treatment. So these are certain things which helps, which reduces the ability of blood from clotting, increasing, and if you to take these soon after treatment, the chance of bruising might increase. Number two, it takes maybe about a day or so for the filler to get really set in the area that we have injected it. So try to avoid rubbing the area too much for maybe about 24 hours. For a little bit delicate areas in the morning, when you ever move for some time, sometimes there's a mild swelling there. If it does, don't worry, you can ice it a little bit and also apply a little firm pressure over the area just to squeeze that water away from the filler, just like a sponge. But I don't expect that to be long lasting, even if it doesn't come. Maybe just about 1 to 2 days.
Then I can still carry on putting my skincare or the...
Yes, skincare is not a problem. The needle mark is really, really small. So within maybe just a few minutes, it will close.
Okay.
So it will be waterproof, soon after the treatment. So skincare is not a problem.
Okay. I think that's about it.
Okay, alright, great. So what we do is we will prepare you for the filler, and then we'll see you in a short while.
Sure, thank you.
Okay, so we are at the treatment room right now. These are the fillers that we're going to use, as we told you a bit earlier on. From the softest, which is Juven Verbella, and then to the medium one, which is Juven Volif, to the firm one, which is Juven Voluma, and this is the firmest. And we'll start, shall we? Ice you over the mid face first. Here and here. Nice. So this one, which one looks darker?
Here look more lifted as well.
Yeah, lifted and nice. So it look a bit more natural in the shot. Nice.
Here more filled up.
Yeah, nice, right? Okay, let's go over here. Okay, so finish one side, you see? Okay, so this one's flatter, and this one is flatter. It was nicely lifted. I'm going the other side now.
Okay.
Nice? Super good. So I think the other eye can do a bit more.
Okay.
I'll come back a bit later on.
Sure.
Let's put filler here first. It's okay so far?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it okay if I put a bit here? It will flatten some out and give your chin a smoother contour.
Okay,
here.
can.
This is called magic needle. Do you know why?
No.
Because it's blunt.
Oh, it's blunt.
See? The thing's happening. Yeah. So it's a blunt needle. Blunt needle will not hurt the eyes.
Hi, I just done my fillers. So initially I was afraid that the whole process will be very painful. I will be very scared. But actually during the whole process, Dr. Tan has constantly assured me, and the whole process is very fast, it's very skilled, and I don't feel much pain in the whole process. So I'm pretty happy with the results that I've done today. So I'm looking forward to the review with Dr. Tan to see more.